Hi, everyone. Jollyman here. So today I wanted to go through a little bit of Loki versus Egyptian classic fight. I've come across, I don't know, three or four, five games playing Loki into Egyptian classic fight. And I think this Norse into Egyptian classic fight has always been considered a reasonably tough matchup to deal with. Um, Basically just because I think if you butt heads full pop on a second gold mine, generally the Egyptian player should be coming out on top. Anyway, that being said, I think there's a lot of things that can be done, and I think with a clear game plan and understanding what your role is as the Norse player, I think this matchup might not be as bad as people make it out to be. It's still very tough, but anyway, I thought it would be a good one to do a video on. So just kind of roughly breaking down this matchup. Look, this only took me 2 minutes to do. I'm not thinking about this a huge amount, but the win conditions for Loki here, obviously, flaming weapon timing attack. This is pretty much going to exist in every matchup. That's just Loki for you. Mythic Age timing, so come in with the Nidhogg or the Fimble Winter. And I've even put late game question mark here because I think it's playable. Into the Egyptian late game. So 3 town center, 3 town center fully upped kind of situation. You both have 3 town centers, you both have trade, you both have upgrades. I don't think I mind playing that position out. So the win cons for Egyptian here, obviously if they're going all in on the classic fight, they're essentially just looking to block the second gold. They can also look to a classic fight to a certain pop and then up to the next stage and then put the Migdol down and then have that heroic push. Now they can also mythic timing you. I think less common, but maybe the game goes that way. And it's all kind of been stalematey. And either Son of Osiris, Tornado, Meteor allows them to push and win the game. There's also just kind of the gold mine Migdol expand. So they just kind of take control of the whole map with the Migdols and the gold mines. Okay. So they're kind of what each god's trying to do to win. So coming up with our rough game plan, obviously Classic Age isn't giving us a win condition too much here. So the first thing is kind of just survive and secure the second gold. All right, that's all we have to do. If we get our second gold, if we survive, if we're equal on army, then we're playing into our win condition. We're opening up our heroic and mythic and late game options. Okay, avoid fights. We don't want to fight unless we have to in Classical Age. We want to farm favor, so you can take trades. So when I say fights, I'm talking about big armies meeting. We can take trades. You can use raiding cavalry Hirsa. You can attack, run away, don't lose, trade HP. You can kill villages. You can kill hunts. So there's lots of ways to gather favor, but we're not fighting to get it, if that makes sense. We're skirmishing, we're raiding, we're killing animals, okay? We want mass trolls. Egyptian barracks units are very low on HP. And I think 3 of them with the upgrade kind of like deletes a group of them. But yeah, if you have like 4, 5, 6 trolls, then you actually have an army that can be reckoned with. The issue obviously for Norse is when do you get those 4, 5 trolls? So you're trying to survive the hard part of the game to get to those trolls. After that, I just want to be full pop with my flaming weapons. If Bragi ticks over and I have full population, then I'm happy with the game state. Use my mobility to give me time and tempo. So obviously, everything up to this being full pop with flaming weapons is the hard part of the game, and it can be really hard to get there. But what we do know is that my Hirsa and raiding cavalry are faster, and they can run around, and we can use movements around the map, pushing, pulling his kind of army into places, making him respond to things. That kind of army manipulation can actually give you a lot of time, okay? I wish I could kind of show you that idea with some replays with some top players. It is a really interesting one. You will get situations where both players can kind of lock their armies in the middle of the map, where basically you go to retreat and it forces you to turn around and like lose a couple of units with both of you trade some units and then turn around and then they keep you there. And you can kind of stun lock, air quote, people's armies in the middle. Right, so basic set of rules. Don't fight in the snakes. Just don't do it. Don't fight in the ancestors. And wait for bull pop, okay? Alright, so let's jump into some games. So the first one here, we're going to open up Loki V set on Tundra. Now, my opponent here, Thunder 2025, I've seen his account kind of float between 1600 1700. Yeah, so decent enough player. Not the highest elo, but that's all good. So yeah, we'll jump over to me. So this one here. So just looking at my map spawn, I have back hunt, back berries, back gold, back woodline. I'm in no rush. No rush at all. So we're gonna up a little bit later with a good economy. And so I think that's going to be a 445 build. I've gone double berserk. So I've got one here, and then I can use this one to do the rest of the scouting, and then maybe hit some hunt later. So we're going to open up Great Halls. I like this one here. It just makes it a little harder for him to get to my hunt and my gold. I could easily put a wall here, and to be honest, in hindsight, this just should be done now. Like, there's no reason that this isn't walled to make him have to go around here. So yeah, we're getting some scouting down the side, as we can see. First mistake here, I'm just sending too many units out, right? I've gone to pick a relic up here. This guy's gone to check this relic. This guy's gone to hit this obelisk, and I've got this guy here. So I've got 4 guys that I'm trying to control right now. And unfortunately, it's just a little bit too much. It didn't need to be done this way. So I'm going to lose a unit here, which obviously is a little bit frustrating. But that happens. So we see a lot of spearmen. So we're going to get this down here. And then we get the tower up. So yeah, as soon as I saw the vision, I suspect that he was going to come in, because all my villages are in one spot here, that he's going to come in. So I went for the tower upgrade. Now, this is my first mistake, and my rule is to don't fight the snake. So basically what happened here is the troll got a little bit caught, and in an effort to save him, I engaged my army, and then went to click the troll back, as you can see. But he kind of got path blocked on these guys, and I wasn't able to like click my cursor, and yeah, it was really messy. And then I kind of got frustrated and just left them fighting. But all I need to do here is, right now, I need to just drop my healing spring like here, or even over here. And I just need to run my units. And then these guys need to just go through the town center onto the berries, or they can come out and come onto the hunt. Or we can just chuck them on the goats. I don't care. They just have to be gathering and doing nothing else. I don't care. Alright, so what's going to happen here is we drop the healing spring. This is fine, but as soon as the snakes get casted, these guys need to bail, and all of these guys need to bail. So they need to run through here, and while they're running through here, they're not taking damage, they're healing, and his units are taking damage from the tower and the town center. And then as we play it slow, the more time we bide, the more damage he takes, and the more healing I get. And then eventually when we get to like this spot here, we can just turn and fight, and we probably win. We won't be in the snakes. We kill his units off, then we kill the snakes, and we get all the favor. And then this game is probably a lot easier than it ends up being. Okay, so this is a really big mistake. As you going back to my rules, don't fight the snakes. Just don't. Just get your vills out. Look, I even start like killing snakes with villages. Just guys, don't do this. Just get your villagers on the food. All you want is resources. Keep your army alive, get them healed, and then play the game out from there. But yeah, as you can see, this ends up being really, really messy in my base, and I lose a lot of units for it, okay? And then all my vills, it's a total disaster. I'm sure you guys know what this feels like. This dude just runs in, A moves in your base, click snakes. Everything's a fucking mess. He doesn't have to really do anything. And it gives you a hard time. But there we are. So now we're playing a little bit behind. We've taken a bit of a bad trade and a bad loss. But fortunately for me, he's kind of gone all in on this side of the map. So I just make the little jump through my base over to this hunt. So it's really, really nice that I can do that. And then military-wise, we're actually even enough now, and he doesn't obviously have his god power. So potentially we can play this one out. And he did give me a lot of favor from that fight. So, you know, there's things that can be done. So we decided to open up with a raid. I think we just missed that, sorry. So it's waffling, but we hit his hunt here. We kill a villa too. His army follows. He actually makes a really nice ghost build here, so kudos to him. We lose a raiding cavalry for it, but our hearses do manage to sneak out. Little micro trick here. So he's just going to be attacking this one, but I turn with the healthier hearser and snare him. Okay, so now he's snared. He won't get my hearser. So we can keep these two guys alive. Okay. He's investigating. Runs into a bit of a ball here though, so that's not going to work for him. We're keeping units alive. Really important, as full pop is kind of one of our rules. So that's good. And now we just got to mass and make sure we secure the second gold mine, basically. We don't want to lose units. We don't want to fight too hard. But we can do stuff like this, right? Look how... So all of a sudden this game is no longer about him coming here and me defending this. He has to follow this. And see what this does. So I said the rule was kind of to avoid fights. I think I might change that rule as avoid fair fights, because I think that's kind of the main thing, obviously, if you're outnumbering him. So this is an example of using army and mobility to foster a position that is favorable for you. So as we can see here, his anti-bites aren't in the fight. His slingers aren't really in range to hit my throwing axemen, right? But my throwing axemen are all going to be in range to kill all of his axemen. So this is a really good fight for me. There's no anti-bites, there's no snakes. This is pretty much, there's a few spares, but there's a lot of axemen here on the raiding cavalry, as you can see. And I got a bigger, better army, you know. So these are the fights we can take. And as you can see, it's just not a good position for him. I've pulled him into a bad spot, so now he's going to have to run. And so what I do is I chase with the fast units. The hearses come over here because I saw the anti-bites on their own. And we're going to pick them off. Throwing axemen are going to come over here because they want to stay kind of central to both these guys. I don't want my throwing axemen following. They're slow. And as soon as I don't want to fight this, these guys, the slowest guy is 5 speed. I just turn around and run, right? Okay. So that's fine. So I'm keeping an eye on this. These guys are trading well. They're coming over to help. As soon as he turns around, because he can win this now, because he has all these spears. So he actually wins this. So I know this. So as soon as he turns around, then I'm going to gap. Okay. Turns around. We're going to gap. These guys came in to defend the hearses while we kill off all his anti-bites. So this is really, really good. So he's up heroic. This on initially looked like it could be okay. The issue we ended up in is that these ancestors actually tank quite like big volleys from the throwing axemen. One volley, like 2, 3, 4. So they're not really getting through the ancestors in like any meaningful time. And that's made everything like really awkward here. So as soon as this ancestors was casted, his units were down here, and only 1 or 2 ancestors were spawned right. So I should have just gapped. There's no reason to fight this. I'll be honest, this is a little bit of a limit test. And my army positioning isn't great to actually take this fight. I think there's the potential that with this population and upgrades, that this is a fight you might be able to take. But things would have to align, okay? So coming back to my rule, there's just no need to fight this, okay? I think what we can do very, very easily to avoid this fight is we just take all of our throwing axemen and the Draugr at the start, and we just right-click them back here to, you know, my hunt gold mine house area. And then we just take the raiding carry cursor and we just fucking just go on a little fucking wheel, right, like this or some shit. We go to his gold mine up round and do a loop down here, wherever, it doesn't matter. We run around, we make the game not about him running to my gold mine, okay? But as we can see, how this fight ends up going, my throwing axemen are in an awful position, trying to run away from the slingers. And we just kind of get massacred. I even drop a healing spring. Now we are able to slightly consolidate here at the end and get some decent trades back. Shame we didn't get that Scorpion Man. And that Hursad is like, was it like 20, 25 damage a hit? So yeah, we lose our army, we lose this fight. But he actually has to trade all of his army too, okay? But as you can see, if we had just got back into a better position, this would have gone completely differently, all right? So 2 big mistakes. I fought the snakes, I fought the ancestors, so that's why I've made those rules, okay? But because we are at now 14 minutes in the game, we are 50 villagers, we've had our gold mine, we're on hunt over here, hunt here. You know, we got some gatherers at home and wood, you know, and I've got production wise, I've got 7 buildings plus my temple, so I've got 8 places of production. We're going to be able to get units out, okay? So by the time, yeah, see, by the time, this is why you need your buildings. By the time he wins the fight and gets to my gold mine, I'm already even on pop with him, okay? So he makes a mistake here. His gold's really, really open. He hasn't put a migdol up yet. And so I can just kind of beeline to this gold mine here. And then little micro trick, make him chase one. Cool. And then we get like a really nice trade here. Let's not lose too many units. Scorpion Man raid here from him was really nice. But we'll pick that off and we'll get healed up. No worries. Now, because we had that massive fight, we had a crazy amount of favor. Right now, I have 4 trolls. I have more coming out. So this is really, really good. He's going to walk into me here now. Now that I have these trolls, okay, and his slingers aren't quite in range, I'm very happy with this fight. There's no ancestors on the cards. There's no snakes. There's only 1 Anubite. It's just barracks units. These guys have all been accumulating favor from this massive raid. I'm pretty happy to come in here and take a fight, right? This is a judgment call, but I think this is a good one to take. As I said, the myth units and the lack of god powers here and a lot of my trolls mean this feels like a good fight. As you can see, really good damage from the trolls. Knock away that front line. It opens up this space. My raiding cavalry get in. I pull my trolls back. All of his priests move forward. Right? So we start killing them. Pull the troll back. The priest will idle. He had nice slinger micro there. Killed a lot of throwing axemen. But as you can see, yeah, we just overwhelm him. We get an Einherry spawn, so it's really, really good. So, really good trade for me. Once again, my win condition, full pop flaming weapons. Okay. I'm not going to extend. I've almost got the resources for Rock. I'm not going to try throw the game. Probably could win the game here. But I'm just going to play purely into my win condition. I've made 2 big mistakes this game already. Let's not make a third. Let's not ego. Let's not limit test. We want to win this game. We just wait till our flaming weapons. Okay, Bragi comes up. We're going to drop the market just so we can sell a tiny bit, build this town center. That means we're going to, because we're full pop, we should pretty, well, we're not quite full pop, but, you know, look at the resources we have and really should be filling my queue here up to get full pop. There we go. And So I should have fought him just before flaming weapons came through. There was a time where he came like into here, and there was like 5 seconds left. I should have just hit the go button, but I did a little army jiggle to reposition. Anyway, I'm lucky. I have an Einherry, and all my unit guys run at him with a boost up. I have 10 trolls, and we have flaming weapons. So yeah, he's going to get absolutely melted. Yeah, just the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is that sometimes if you can start a fight just before the flaming weapons comes through, they will actually fully commit into that fight with you. And then when you've got them locked in, you click flaming weapons. The problem is if you try run at him while he knows you have flaming weapons, he's just going to be like, no, okay? So that's the game. Cool. That's the first one. I've got 2 more I want to show you guys, okay? So the reason I also liked this game is I've made 2 big mistakes. I don't want to show you guys some game where it's like, oh, you have to play pixel perfect with Norse to even like have a chance here, because, you know, that's not nice. There needs to be room for error, right? Cool. Right. Load replay. My apologies, I will edit this out of the video. Okay guys, moving on to game 2. So we're versus the same guy, same matchup, but different map. Just want to let you guys know, this game is about gold mine, but I didn't know, okay? I didn't scout this. I have no idea why I didn't try to scout this. It really should also be on my spreadsheet. The rough game plan is fully dependent on, is there second gold, okay? Because if there's second gold like this, you just go full pop, and then you just go heroic, and you never have to fight him until you're heroic, right? You just stay in your base, basically, and then everything's fine. You don't have to do the hard thing of trying to secure this gold. But anyway, this is good for educational purposes because I'm dumb and we only have 1 gold mine. Cool. So I think, I can't remember what time I upped this game, but I think with this gold mine, I was a little... Yeah, so I go... No, I fully agreed. Don't worry. So I just have to get the walls up fast here, because I greeded for that. So this time, yeah, it's not tundra, so we don't have that massive pile of food in our base, so we are onto the chickens kind of early, but it does give us some good favor. So he's just poking and prodding with his spearmen. Anubites here. I'm really slow to get these buildings up because I was trying to defend the wall. Really, this just shouldn't have been built here. I should have just built it the side by my gold mine so everything can stay close, rather than trying to build it over here. Yeah, anyway, that's fine. First kind of little mistake. He's going to break through this wall, but as you can see, it's pretty hard for him to get too much done when I have the tower ups, and I have this amount of her, so I'm a real threat to his Anubites right now. We're just going to sit here repairing because we're just buying time. I don't really care. I don't really want to fight him. If I have to, I will. So he sees my gold mine with his vision. But I guess he thinks as well that I don't know about it. And as soon as he leaves, just put the wall up. Like all your units, boom, there you go. Just been really annoying. So now, because of this middle island, I can move out for this hunt, okay? If this middle island wasn't here, this isn't a move I would make. But I know it's like Oasis where he has to go all the way around. And I'm just going to send all my units there, because I suspect that this is probably the next place he's going to come. And we're just going to try and max out what we can gather here. Just a tip for set, and I really should have been better about this because I've not scouted this, which is really, really poor. I've not scouted this. I don't have vision on these. and we're letting him have this obelisk up. Really what should be happening right now, as soon as I moved this side and I pulled his army here, instant berserk down this side to scout, and these rhinos, they have to be walled off. We just cannot let a set player get this. And then also need vision on this, but that's okay. Things to learn. So once again, I don't want to fight, so what I do is I use my fast units. They run around like idiots, herk-a-dirk, and then all my slow guys and things just walk away. And see how it gave me the time just to get out of there. He's going to push pretty hard on my houses and buildings. Not too much I can do there. Kill the elephant, get some favor, might get him a unit spawn. No dramas. He makes a really nice raid on this gold mine. He kills like 3 dwarves, which is actually really annoying. So that's a really good raid from him. Now he's going to dive through my base here. But I have this wall. So he's in a really tricky spot. Because I can just gap through this wall. And I can fight from this wall here. So he's overstayed his welcome, well and truly. He should just get out. I don't know why he's staying, but people make mistakes. I just want to show you the power of the trolls. See you later. He's going to cast snakes now. I don't know where he cast that. I think he rage casted it somewhere maybe. Oh no, he did cast it here. My army's so big though, he can't even get near it with the wall, and that's just over, okay? So, not really a crazy game, but it kind of just shows you how to delay and how to stall, and how it can be really frustrating for your opponent to be like, I just want to run in and kill him, okay? Right, I have one more game. Alrighty guys, last game here. So we're versus Raifang, who at the time was only like 1560 to 1600 rating. But in my opinion, he's a much better player than Thunder, okay? And you'll kind of get a feel for that while we watch this game. Just kind of the decisions and the pace of the game that he makes and puts on me. This game felt harder. So kudos to Raifang. I thought he played a lot better than the Thunder guy. And it was noticed, it was felt, okay? So, pretty standard stuff. I couldn't get a spy in because he got a really nice spawn. And unfortunately, I forgot about my spy. But I really should just be spying the first Anubite I see. And I just need to have that in my head. I really like doing it versus Valkyries, Centaurs, Atalanta, Valkyries. Yeah, Centaurs even. Sphinx, Anubites, those things are great to spy. So we have a little bit of a metagame for these goats to start with. I went over a few goats, but I know the Anubite's coming, so I send a Hursa to sort of deal with this. Unfortunately, I have a bug in this game. You'll see. He just freezes for some reason. But that's fine. We'll save him with the healing spring. Unfortunately, this healing spring becomes a mistake. I really should have casted it more here. Needs to be at least in town center range. So we will get punished for that this game, but that's okay. We'll just take the Hursa. Look, he's got the tower up. I only have 3 Hursa. 1 or 2 Axemen deal with this. There's not much to be done here. I'm surprised he's not on this hunt. That's actually really bad from him. They gave us so slowly. He should be on this and this. There's no reason. I'm going to move out for my hunt. And the snakes get dropped. So we got to run. Running is the right call. We just misplay the run. So here we go. We're not scared of these guys now. these guys just here. We're not really scared of them. He's got 6 units. I've got fuckloads, right? I'm scared of here, Pharaoh and Yovite. I know it's always said, but all the snakes. Here I'm not. So basically all I need to do here is just click back and fight. But I don't. So first mistake. We easily would have got a couple of kills there, and we even would have saved another villager. Now the healing spring's over to him. But now... And so now we just want to pick off some of these snakes and heal up. Just getting our army a bit messed up here. So we're not microing properly. We need to basically have the throwing axemen and the trolls sit separately of my army up here. And that whenever I retreat these guys, while they're retreating, these guys are still getting damage out. And that's really, really important, okay? If you're not having uptime with your range units, you're going to lose a lot more fights. And now we lose throwing axemen for it. So yes, so 2 kind of fight micro mistakes already. Lose another throwing axeman for it. So we're in a rough spot. We've lost our healing spring. We've missed out on like 2 or 3 good trades that we could have taken. And now he's kind of in my production picking stuff off. And you can feel like the pressure here. The tower up's going to come through. And after the throwing axeman loss, I think I finally stop being stupid and start putting them in the buildings. This troll I spawned off the side. Oh, and I forgot to show you. So this, I can't believe I forgot to show you this, guys. So I've sent a Hersa up the side. I've killed this whole humpback. I've killed this humpback. I've killed this humpback. I can come back and kill this one. I spawned a troll here and a troll here, and I have absolutely shit tons of favor, okay? So really important, you just gather your favor like this. Just send 1 unit up the side, especially on a map like Steppe, Tundra. There's going to be so much just easy deer and gazelle and whatever to smash. Get onto it. Yeah, unfortunately this free troll would have been really, really good to have him, but we throw him away. So more mistakes. So once again, we're not playing anywhere near perfect here, but we're sticking to our game plan, right? Ignore how long those are idle for. But once again, it's really good to show you guys games where I'm not playing that good, but we're making kind of a correct gameplay decision, strategic style, right? So my gold mine's out, and because my gold mine ran out, I just put all my dwarves on here, and I had like 500, 600 gold to get through. Don't just run out for the gold mine. Get all the resources spent. So I see him split some units here, so I just take my fast units and come back over to the snakes and try to get some kills. And then I'm going to pull his army, right? You saw me do this in the other games. He kind of has to follow because he's got all of this here, right? If I just run onto all these vills, that's game ending. So he follows. And while he follows, this is my opportunity. Boom. Buildings up on the spot, right? And we're going to take a safe option. I didn't want to actually try dodge back through here because of these guys, but we're going to take the safe down the side. He's even going to try sandwich me a bit, but we kind of managed to get out. No worries. And now look what we have. We have this beautiful choke points and positioning for our 4 trolls and our throwing axemen. Okay. It's a shame we didn't have those other 2 trolls we got for free out here too. That would have been really good. But this is now a playable position, right? It's really hard for him to get in and fight me. So we're just going to play it slow. Unfortunate Hearst spawn. No worries, but you can see he doesn't like this. And now he wants these guys to come into here and these guys come to here. So I'm just going to pull away. See how when I pull them away, now these guys can hit. So all of my micro is about how do I get these guys just to absolutely batter on them. Big troll special. And see how the slingers aren't hitting? They have to get pulled and kited through these buildings. And these guys have this choke to avoid. And then the raiding cavalry, I sent them round, but they actually had a... Because there was a lot of spears here, they went around here, but they did have the opportunity to come through here. But now the raiding cavalry are open to the flank. And he's fighting in all of my production now. This is a fight you just have to take, guys. And good Egyptian players will force you into these fights at your second gold mines. So you've got to learn how to play them. But I'm full pop. I got like 3 myth unit spawns in my production. This is exactly the fight that you can take. We're going to drop the second healing spring. This is something I've been really enjoying doing. You saw it in my Tundra game. I think second healing springs are really good. I have 6 trolls. As soon as I click flaming weapons, I'm going to have another 100 favor. Spend it. Alright, there's no point just sitting there with 250 favor. You're not going to be able to fill it all with myth units. Drop another healing spring. Now my guys are fully healed, right? The value on this is huge. What's the, like a unit rough cost? Around like, 80 to 100, 110. If you heal up 30 units, it's 3,000 resources you've kind of almost got back, right? So really, really strong. We're going up heroic. He's going heroic. We see his town center, so we just grab ours. He got a nice little raid here. Just a bit of Asian mythology going on. Nothing too crazy. We've got like a great group of trolls here. Spawning even more. So we get up heroic. Now we did just win a massive fight and we took a lot less losses than him. So I don't actually realize how strong I am right now. But we're way further ahead. But I'm just playing it slow, right? I want some upgrades to kind of come through. But yeah, I investigate a little bit here. Because I like the size of my army. I'm full pop almost. And I have flaming weapons, so I'm pretty confident. Especially when I have 8 trolls like this. And yeah, we see the size of his army now, so we realize it's go time. Didn't really use the troll special the best. They should have got in there a bit more. But yeah, we're just going to mop up there, okay? But yeah, with this many trolls on his gold mine, forcing him into priests, yeah, feels rough. These priests don't do anything to like any of my other units, so yeah, that one's GG there. So cool. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I've been really enjoying my Loki at the moment, and obviously just wanted to share with you guys. I think he's playable, and I think he's still super fun. So I hope you guys enjoy the style of vid, a bit more educational, kind of going through a bit more of a game plan, how to approach these games. So I hope you guys found something useful from that one. Thanks everyone for watching this one, and we'll see you for the next one.